Welcome to Mentor Palooza. I am Megan Triplett. That is Mike Wallace. And Mike, we are here for a very, very special occasion. It's our first ever virtual volunteer fair, and we have so much planned for the city of Memphis, for the volunteers who are watching, and for those who want to be active and proactive and getting part of some mentor groups.
That's right, Megan. January is National Mentoring Month, and Mentor Palooza is a celebration of mentoring. Today, you will learn about mentoring programs throughout the city of Memphis and how you can become a mentor. There will be interviews, performances, and even special Memphis Grizzlies guests. Our challenge to you today, though, is to identify just one opportunity, one special place where you can volunteer your services to join our mentoring team. So as we get to that point of the program, as we talk about the mentoring, it's going to be important that you reach out and begin your mentoring journey with the city of Memphis.
And you know, the best thing about this is that we're highlighting a lot of mentor programs, Mike, but the crazy thing is that this is just a sample size of the mentor groups that we have here in Memphis, Tennessee. There are so many, but we want you to kind of like highlight a couple of them and see if you want to be a part of it. But if you want to learn more about some mentoring programs affiliated with the Memphis Grizzlies, you can text 901-MENTOR to 56525.
And the Memphis Grizzlies Foundation is anchored right here locally in Memphis and across the Mid-South. Let's tip things off by learning about Mentor Memphis Grizzlies, which is housed under the Grizzlies Foundation.
Mentor Memphis Grizzlies is pretty unique. Being the affiliate for Mentor.org, the national organization, Mentor Memphis Grizzlies is really the dedicated arm under the foundation that reaches out to organizations across Tennessee. If someone's interested in mentoring, if there is an organization that is looking to become more formalized in their programming, or even if it's just a youth development organization, Mentor Memphis Grizzlies actually works with them to help build their curriculum, helps them with recruiting, helps them craft out what their program will ultimately look like.
You guys are our representation of...
Here at Mentor Memphis Grizzlies, we host a sequence of trainings that we call the EEP trainings. EEPs are the elements of effective practice for mentoring, and those are quality-based standards given to us by Mentor National. And the whole goal is to ensure that the programs within our community are operating, utilizing those best practices, and having the best outcomes that they possibly can for our young people.
Hey fans, National Mentoring Month is this month, and the Memphis Grizzlies are recruiting people just like you to help make a difference in young people's lives.
January is National Mentoring Month, and that's just an opportunity for mentoring programs and affiliates across our country to unify our voice and celebrate all things mentoring. So it's a great opportunity for us to recruit volunteer mentors and get more people in our community involved in mentoring, and also show the importance and the value that mentoring brings to our community.
Please join me in congratulating Spencer Cash of the Grizzlies Team Mentor Program.
So today is our Mentor Memphis Grizzlies Awards, honoring all of the people who are working hard in the community to serve the youth and try to make Memphis a better place. I was awarded the Mentor Practitioner of the Year, which is given to a full-time staff member who works for a mentoring program who has devoted time and get a lot of effort to, like I said, make Memphis better.
I would enjoy the aspect that there's at least an effort out there that's being recognized. Not that that's what we're in it for whatsoever. It is all about the children. It's all about our future.
Mentoring does matter, and we want every young person to be successful and believe that through mentoring, every young person has the opportunity to succeed.
I mean, Mike, you know all about Mentor Memphis Grizzlies, and so I saw you kind of dabbled into that video. I saw your face.
I was proud moments, no question about it. It's one of those situations where, as we highlight our programs, remember to text 901-MENTOR to 56525 to learn more about how you can become a mentor. And this one is personal to me. I'm excited to introduce our next program, which is near and dear to my heart. The Team Mentor Program, which is housed under the Grizzlies Foundation, is a mentor program that matches mentors across middle schools throughout the city of Memphis with young scholars and mentees. This is a program, as I said, that I've been volunteering with for the past 3 years, and I'm continuing to do that this year too, even in our trying pandemic times. So let's learn more about the Team Mentor Program.
Team mentoring program is, one of those programs we thought, how could we reach more kids with less people? And so we initially started with 3 adults with 9 kids. We pared that down last year to do 3 adults with 6 kids. That's a better fit, given kind of that 2-to-1 model. It's just been fantastic that the volunteers come out. You're on a team, so you sort of feel like you're not doing it on your own. They're all after school programs, so the kids are going to be there, and we just think it's a really, really impactful program to have.
The thing I most get from this experience is watching those kids, watch them improve in self-confidence, in the abilities to handle problems, and that's what we're going to need to do with all of our kids going forward.
Those times I would go to my guidance counselors at school and, just sit down and just have a talk sometimes, whether it was in school, whether it's, sometimes you get overwhelmed or frustrated with school sometimes. So being able to have them there for that right there is a plus.
We want to give back and allow our organization to partner with schools and scholars across this city in the middle school ranks and to help lend them a helping hand so that they can mature into high school, college, and adult living after that point. So that's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why my team of mentors are here, and we show up every week to do this same thing.
I would definitely say that if you've ever thought about mentoring and didn't know if you could fit it into your schedule, wasn't sure if it was right for you, at least give it a try.
It's something that's very rewarding. Again, the need is tremendous. There's certainly not enough. So give out a little time in your day, an hour a week. It's not a big commitment. You don't have to do it alone. Then there's plenty of support.
If you're looking for a mentoring program, this is the one that you should choose. So go Team Mentor Program.
Listen, hey, this says it all right here. I'm a proud mentor with the Team Mentor Program with the Memphis Grizzlies, and I've been doing this for 3 years over at Grizzlies Prep Charter School. It's one of the things that attracted me to this program is the ability to communicate, Megan, with our young men in this city and have a direct one-to-one impact. These programs are always important, and it's one of those situations where you see these young men grow from moment to moment, from week to week, from year to year. And I was inspired to join the program the moment that I got to Memphis 4 years ago from ESPN by none other than Elliot Perry, who set a tremendous, tremendous example as a leader. You know Elliot, I know Elliot, we all know Elliot. His reputation extends beyond the Sox narrative. He's more than just a basketball legend. Elliot, let me welcome you in to our program right now. And I couldn't wait to get a chance to talk to you. It's always great to connect with you and to discuss mentoring. We do this whether we're on camera or off camera. Everything is genuine about what we do and what we do with that program. So first, can you share, just in general, why mentoring was so important to you and some of the things that you've learned along the way from mentors that have put you in this position to be such an influence to other mentors?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we've all been mentored in our life and been poured into and where we are as people. We can always look back and say, hey, somebody gave their time, talent, and efforts to help, sort of mold us. My mentoring experience started when I was in the 6th grade. A good friend of mine named Michael Tony, who lived up the street from me, and it kind of started by chance, where he just started asking me about where I wanted to go to college and where I might be, how was I doing in school and where I wanted to go to college. And nobody in my family had gone to college at the time, and that just kind of led him to more conversations and asking me more things, and the relationship developed. And then he just exposed me to a lot of things inside the city, outside the city. He started to challenge me. He started to, build confidence in me. And I think the one thing that he helped me realize is that, anything I wanted to accomplish, I had the ability to accomplish, but I had to first go through the process. And that's what we're trying to get our young kids to do, Mike and Megan, is really think about what your journey is going to look like. How can you get there? And we all have those experiences, so we try to share those experiences with our young mentees.
And Elliot, we're here because we're hoping that other people who are interested in some of these mentor groups will join in and be a part of that. But the word mentor, Rolanda just spoke about it. It makes people kind of shy away from that word and think, oh, maybe I'm not the best at mentoring. But mentoring does come with a few misconceptions, that there are some highs and some lows. It's time, it's work. What have you seen for those who are kind of like shying away from it? What's your advice to them?
I would say first is, just think about paying it forward. Think about if somebody had not poured into your life. Think about if somebody had said, I don't have the time, or I don't have the resources, or I don't think I can do that because I don't have the experience, or, just think about those things. And so I think that begins to, kind of have a groundswell in you to think about paying it forward. I just feel like that I'm obligated to mentor because somebody poured into my life and again, helped me change my perspective on life. And so I would say to all of the people who think they don't have the time, we have through the Grizzlies Foundation, a number of opportunities that you can get involved, whether that's one-on-one mentoring. Mike mentioned we have the team mentoring where we pair 3 adults with 6 kids. We have, after-school mentoring. We have mentoring with, other programs that, do it once a week, do it once a month. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities and ways that you can get involved. And so, I would say to anybody who thinks that they don't have the time to get involved, or they don't have the experience to get involved, is just say, hey, just take that first step, and you'll realize that you pouring into young people is going to help you as well. It's better to give than to receive sometimes.
And Elliot, before we get you out of here, I think one of the important things to also mention is how this program, team mentoring program, and all of the mentoring programs that we have had to evolve amid the pandemic. And now a lot of the things that we do are virtual. How important, because we're on those Skypes every Tuesday, every week with these young men, how important is that connection, especially at a time like today, as they're dealing with some things that are unforeseen in terms of how they've ever had to handle these mentoring opportunities before?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. You mentioned, Mike, that we're on Skype. We're on Zoom calls every week, every Tuesday with the Grizzlies prep, and it's challenging. If you think about it, our kids are on Zoom throughout the school day, and then they have to jump on the Zoom right after school on Tuesdays to mentor with us. But I want to applaud the team mentoring program. Carrie and Denzel and Spencer and that whole staff, because we could have easily said this year, hey, this is one of those outlier years, let's just scrap this thing and, move on. But we thought about, like, let's not do that. Let's continue to stay engaged with our young people. And, it's hit or miss sometimes. We should have 6 kids. Sometimes we have 3, sometimes we have 2. And I think the one thing that I've stressed in some of those Zoom calls with our mentors is whomever is there, just pour into that kid. Because that kid has come to give his time, and so I just want to say to all of our community out there that the Grizzlies Foundation is there to not just operate a mentoring program, but to think about how we can make a tangible difference in young people's life. And we all make mistakes. And that's one thing that about mentoring is that you can be vulnerable with your young people, that we all make mistakes. I've been there before. I've been in the 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade before, and I'm still making mistakes. And I think, the more we can pour into them and share some of our vulnerabilities with our young people, the more they start to kind of open up to us.
Elliot, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We appreciate that, everything that you do and the example that you set. And Megan, as Elliot talked about, you don't have to be perfect to be a mentor. You just have to be purposed.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Ooh, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be purposed.
Absolutely. And right now, all you have to do to get involved right now is to remember to join us. Grizzlies Foundation, text 901-MENTOR, 901-MENTOR to 56525.
Hi, this is Tyus Jones, calling on you to be the difference in the life of a young person in Memphis by becoming a mentor. Mentoring is critical to the development of a young person. Mentors help guide and build young people into their best selves. Go, right now, select an organization and commit to becoming a mentor. Thank you in advance for your time and commitment to uplifting the youth in the Memphis community.
Love that. See, we said we're going to have special guests dropping in for the Memphis Grizzlies, and they're going to be dabbled on in there. So Tyus Jones is telling you to be a mentor, Elliot Perry, and we're not done just yet. So let's learn more about some other mentoring programs housed at Grizzlies Prep, operated in partnership with the Grizzlies Foundation. Next up, we'll check out the Memphis Grizzlies Scholars Program.
Your future leaders. Give it up for your Memphis Grizzlies Scholars.
The mission is to increase the number of young men with access to academically rigorous competitive high schools as a pathway to success in college and career. We want to reach out to the community and try to do the right thing, and I don't see a better way to do it than to have these kids to be able to go to any high school pretty much in the Mid-South that they want to go to.
Welcome to Bridges. We offer professional development, leadership training, and team building experiences to youth and adults. We believe that nothing builds a team like shared experiences. And so it's going to be an opportunity for people to get to know each other and also start to trust each other, especially when we go at height. There's an added element of trust.
It's amazing. I wouldn't have the nerve to get up there.
This weekend, they're learning how to program drones using computers to connect to the Wi-Fi of the drones, sending them instructions from a computer, and having those drones perform those instructions. I think it's very important because those scholars learn that they can build something using a computer, and they can have kind of a cool technology that they have seen before, not just using an app to control it, but actually using commands, using real programming to have those drones do what they type in.
Today we have Memphis Grizzlies Scholars who are in partnership with Mid-South Ford dealers who are working with us today to sort through canned goods and different things like that who have been donated into us. So today they're sorting through that product, checking it for its quality, checking it for its best by date, and then we're packing it into boxes that will go out to the partner agencies that we work with.
We check the food to make sure it's fit for people to eat, and if it is, we take it over there so they can sort it out. It made me feel good about myself because I know there's people in need in the world that needs food.
They're asking amazing questions. They're doing a great job out here today. We're going to get a lot of food packed up and ready to go to those individuals who are facing food insecurity.
Group 1, y'all are going to come up first and y'all are going to start your work.
This weekend, scholars partook in the Palooza weekend experience, and basically what they do is learn culture and identity. They do a deep dive into who they are as individuals, and they do a deeper dive into the African American culture as a whole.
Shouldn't you be asleep right now? Why are you here?
Today we had made our own play, and it was basically about the sacrifices that we had to make transitioning from being a high school student to going to college. The message that I had wanted people to receive from watching our skit was basically that you have to learn to grow up and be more mature.
This has been an amazing experience.
It was interesting for the most part, getting all this new stuff and learning how to become successful for high school, college, and life.
I can definitely say going through the program, the Grizzlies Scholars Program, really helped me out.
We want to send out a big thank you to Mid-South Ford dealers for all of their support in this awesome program.
The mentees of the Grizzlies Scholars Program are undoubtedly destined to be leaders, not just in the city of Memphis, but well beyond. Next up, we'll highlight another unique program at Grizzlies Prep. This is the Lunch Buddies program, and all it takes is a 30-minute commitment where you can sit down, share your lunch with a young scholar, and it will have a lasting impact. So check out our Grizzlies Prep Lunch Buddies program.
You know, Evan and Blake, they're very shy. I think now that I'm with them, I think I'm helping them.
He's an amazing lunch buddy. He's a lawyer,
Sometimes we talk about football. Sometimes we talk about basketball. Sometimes we just talk about the Grizzlies.
This thing on.
You should see some of the scripts these folks come in with. He's a pretty cool guy. I mean, honestly, I wish he was my lunch buddy forever.
It's good to get them away from our office for a little bit.
And here in the real world, at school, we grab lunch, boom. Super easy, super convenient. I think this is really good for her.
Hey, y'all need to join this lunch buddy program. It's nice. You get to meet a new friend that you never seen before.
For more information, sign up here.
I really like that, Mike. Lunch buddies. When you talk about, time and like, are you good for it? You think about 30 minutes a week, and you get to have lunch with, a young person and a young kid, and you're just talking. That's literally what we do at work anyway. So why not go over to Grizzlies Prep?
And it is, and it's not even just about what you're eating. It's just showing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, you're gonna have a good meal no matter what, but you're also gonna invest some nourishment in the lives of these young people, and you're going to get as much out of it as they will. That's why it's such a great program.
Yeah, I remember as a kid just being excited just whenever your grandmother or your mom would bring you lunch and or just show up for lunch. That would bring so much joy. So to think that you could have a friend outside of your family that a confidant that you could talk to during lunch while you eat your apple, while you eat your chips, it just brings an excitement to your day. So there are so many opportunities to become a mentor, and you can find an opportunity that suits your personal interest and fits your schedule. So don't forget, you guys, this is an important number that we're going to continuously say. By the time we're done with this, you should know this number and this text message by heart. So text 56525, text 901-MENTOR to that number, and you can learn so much more about mentoring opportunities and that are near you today. And so let's keep it on moving. Let's move on to City Year Memphis, who recently launched a mentoring program that takes place immediately after school.
And now we welcome in Robin Ford, who serves as the Developmental Director for City Year Memphis. Hi, Robin. Thanks for joining us today. And please tell us a little bit about yourself and your mentoring program.
Hi, Mike. So happy to be here. Well, I'm Robin Ford, Development Director for City Year Memphis from Columbia, South Carolina, but I've been in Memphis since 2016, and I love Memphis. So let me tell you a little bit about City Year. We're an education-focused nonprofit, and we unite diverse teams of AmeriCorps members through a year of service in schools. So what that looks like is AmeriCorps members tutoring, serving as mentors. They're there before the teachers get there, and they stay until the last student leaves after school. And so our mentoring program, it looks like our AmeriCorps members greeting our mentors into the building, into the virtual space. And then our mentors serve with students for an hour a week. And the really cool thing about this program is our AmeriCorps members spend the whole school day with students. So they know the students, they know the struggles, they know the victories, and they're able to share that knowledge with our mentors. So we're able to really wrap our arms around students and give them that support they need for the full day in the building.
Oh, wow, Robin, that is definitely very cool. And when you think about what you guys are able to do, especially in these kids' lives, just spending, all day with these students, what have you seen personally just from the stories and how much of an impact it is to have mentors?
Great question. I actually serve as a mentor, and I've seen so many amazing things. Students that we thought were shy and we thought didn't want to participate have completely opened up and let us into their lives and shared their challenges. We've seen students do a complete 180 when it comes to personal development, opening up and sharing in class. We've seen students build confidence and they're speaking up more in class. So just so many victories for our students. And all it takes is just a dedicated person who is committed to being with that student for the whole school year.
Robin, speaking of that dedicated person, can you share with us a final call to action to those who might be on the fence about joining in from a mentor standpoint?
Sure will. I know for me, I was a little hesitant signing up to be a mentor, and that's because I thought, what can I share with the student? I don't know it all. I'm still learning and developing. But my call to action for anyone watching this interview is sign up if you're going to be dedicated. All you need to do is be present and commit to being with the student for an hour a week. You do not have to know it all. Students are not asking you to tell them everything. What they're wanting to hear from you is your experience, how you overcame obstacles. Think back to your middle school years and think about how stressful it was. I know I think about it. And just think about what you're able to share about how you overcame things, whether it was a difficult conversation with the friend group, the things that stress middle schoolers out. But we're really looking for dedicated, passionate individuals who are willing to share their experience with students. You have what it takes. And if you're able to commit and stick with it, we want you to serve as a mentor.
Oh, wow. Robin, I can see the passion and the dedication just through those words, and your call to action was absolutely amazing. So if you want to learn more, you definitely want to text that number. Like Robin said, Robin, we appreciate you taking the time. Text 901 Mentor to 56525. Something that Robin resonated with me is that when you have a mentor, you're not just making an impact in a child's life professionally. You could be making an impact in a child's life, whether it's at school with their grades and how their personality can shine more, how they can truly be themselves. And it's really just an all-encompassing thing.
It really is an all-encompassing thing, Megan. And the key about this whole process is this. You're going to impact a child's life right now directly. But then you just never know the kind of seeds that you're planting that are going to come to harvest and come to fruition years down the line in their lives. We can all think about that teacher, that elementary school teacher, that coach, that gentleman in the neighborhood, that person that really planted something in us that we can draw on every single day. And at this point, we're going to keep the program moving because there are so many other programs that I know you're going to want to be involved with and learn more about. And next up is one of the programs that are serving children in the emotional, behavioral, and health space. And it's one of the largest organizations in our city. They have absolutely fantastic cause and calling. I've worked with them personally in terms of some of the programs that they've had. We're going to learn more about youth villages. So hear this.
They say I'm a bad kid.
Or a charity case. A troublemaker.
Worthless.
There are more than 3 million children in America's child protection and justice systems. Kids who have been abused, neglected, traumatized. Kids who act out. The worst cases you can imagine.
They say I'm messed up.
A drain on society.
Just a stupid mistake.
For their safety and others, some of these children have to be removed from their homes. Separated from their families, they're at the mercy of an overwhelmed system.
I don't think I'm a lost cause.
I'm just a kid.
Youth Villages believes that no child is a lost cause, not a single one, because a stable, loving family can help any child succeed. And we have an 80% success rate that proves doing whatever it takes for children is the only thing that works. If you agree, find out how you can help at youthvillages.org.
And so for those who want to learn more about youth villages, this is super important when it comes to mental health. I mean, in a year that we just had, mental health is so important, especially in the emotional health of our children. We, throughout the whole entire, the Grizzlies, that we have honed in on that of just asking the right questions and having a safe space for our kids to go somewhere, to have someone to talk to. And youth villages is definitely that place. So once again, text 901 Mentor to 56525.
And when you talk about, Megan, I was going to mention, when you talk about mentoring at youth villages, you get a chance to have a one-on-one impact with a young person. And that's going to be key because we're all trying to navigate our way through life. And as the video was playing, you and I had a conversation about the teacher we remembered, the mentor in our communities that we remembered. So you had a couple of teachers in mind that flashback to you now.
I can rattle off teachers, especially from elementary, because that's the time when you're like a sponge and you soak everything up. You're asking a lot of questions. You're asking for help. And Miss Hoyle, Miss Smith, Miss Carbage, they made a huge impact in my life. And to this day, where, you know, I still communicate with them, they still check on me to this day because, you know, I'm from Memphis, so I'm back here in Memphis. And so mentors are really, really important because you can have several mentors throughout your life. I'm still getting old. I'm still growing up, and I'm still constantly making those connections and networking with people. You're a mentor to me too, Mike. I will say that. I do think you as one. I do think you. I do. Who do I call at work all the time?
That's
you.
True. That's true. That's true. That's true. But it's reciprocated though. And you talked about your teachers. I remember Miss Powell in my 4th grade. I remember Miss Torbick as a 6th grader, and obviously Mr. Zeman in the 9th grade. I hated science, but he made science fun because he saw that I struggled with something, and he allowed me to sort of open up a little bit and learn it at my own pace and my own way. So those are all important things, and just not only in school, but in the community as well. And we have so many great community programs. This next one that we want to talk about is New Ballet Ensemble. I don't know.
Have
if
you
you're
done
a
ballet
dancer.
before?
You know what's funny? Kevin, my 11-year-old.
Really?
We enrolled him in ballet when we were in Miami, and he was the only boy in about 25 young girls. But he never felt self-conscious about it. We wanted to expose him to different things. And so these things aren't just gender specific anymore.
No.
You know, you got to open up and have different ways to connect. And
Yeah.
mentoring through that program is one that's going to be a special opportunity as well.
It is. I did ballet. I loved ballet, you know, when I was younger. But the cool thing about New Ballet Ensemble is that you don't have to be a dancer to have any interest in to be a mentor in this group. So let's learn more about New Ballet and with a special performance from one of their students.
New Ballet is like a second home to me. They offer support through all areas of life, not just in the dance studio. Education, you know, if you need help with tutoring, they also provide mentors, so a person to look up to and a person that can help you strive to be the best you.
I love being a mentor because I was once in their shoes.
Me and Lee Anthony just kind of had like a big brother, little brother kind of relationship.
Whenever I need an adult opinion, whenever I need someone I can go to, Brandon's like the first person I can go to.
I wanted to get involved on the mentor side. I was blessed growing up to have so many great mentors in my life that I wanted to pay it forward.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful. So, you know how I said that I took ballet? Yeah, I look nothing like that. Jeremy is truly, truly talented, and that was absolutely phenomenal. So once again, if this is a group that you definitely want to be a part of, make sure you text, obviously, 901 Mentor to 56525.
Hey, just leave that up on the screen right there.
The whole time, right?
It's important that, that number and how to get connected is something that we don't want to be lost on anyone out there, because that is so important. And I'll repeat that sentiment. 901 Mentor to 56525. You are already a mentor. You just maybe not have answered the call yet, but you have mentorship in you because you've been a mentor to someone that you probably didn't realize, and that someone has helped you that you probably didn't realize as well. But as we saw, there's so much talent and so much beauty and so much untapped potential in our city of Memphis. And these are just connection vehicles. These programs that we've talked about are all just connection vehicles to do the same thing. And that's to reach into the life of a young person that needs that connection from you. If you've read a book, you can be a mentor. If you learn how to tie a tie, you can be a mentor. If you know how to cross the street looking both ways, you can be a mentor. And I'm saying all of that because mentoring is personal to me. This next program that we're going to talk about, I mentioned earlier when we started the show, how Elliot Perry basically put his arm around me the moment that I got to Memphis. And Tony Allen did the same thing. One of my first assignments with Grind City Media was going out on an assignment with Tony Allen as he impacted the JIF program, Juvenile Intervention and Faith-Based Follow-Up Program. Their building is housed right behind FedEx Forum, just a block up the street. And these are court-affiliated young people who may have had a wrong step along the way. But you can't throw them away. You have to just reinvest and re-engage with them. So as we go to this next video, you'll get to learn a little bit more about the JIF program and how special this program is for our mentoring development series.
When there's such a massive problem in a society, the kind that JIF addresses, the easiest thing to do is for a person to say, that's just too big. There's nothing any of us can even do to curb such a situation in that many lives. What I love about JIF is that they step in and take that person by the hand and say, look, there aren't just options, there are great opportunities for you. If you will just change certain things about your life and your mindset and your heart, there's great opportunity for you. And JIF takes those steps to help that young person truly transform their life.
During my engagement with JIF, I've had the opportunity to meet many of their graduates, and I'm always impressed at the stories of their graduates. I mean, these are very challenged children that grew up in very difficult environments, and through JIF's work and through those kids' commitment to turning their lives around, I've seen some really amazing stories.
I work mainly with the leaders at JIF, but over the years have met many of their young people, either at their site or out in the community. And what I've seen is life change. Not only are they giving kids a chance to sort of reintegrate into their communities after having spent time in juvenile lockup or in the juvenile system, but watch them get their education under control, their GEDs, watch them work at the culinary school, and just very impressed with the young people that I have met. Have they changed lives? Absolutely. I see it all the time.
When you look at the recidivism rate and what the percentages are in terms of what they've been able to accomplish over the last few years, it's really amazing. I mean, when you look at it, the average out there is around 67–68% in terms of juveniles repeating offense within 3 years. And in some cases, JIF is down to 20%.
I believe the recidivism rate for youth in JIF is probably one of the lowest of any programs we work with. When we send kids to youth, they just don't come back. They do a good job. And that's attributable to the staff there at JIF that work with these youth and stick with these youth and give them hope, because when you have hope, you don't have to go back to that. When you go through something and you don't feel like you have any hope, you can just almost see people coming back. But JIF gives hope.
The more challenging thing and right thing is what JIF does. They go in and get directly involved in the lives of people that really might not have another chance.
GIF's main purpose is to change lives of very high-risk juvenile offenders, and they do it.
You have the potential to help someone that's young in this community reach their potential and their greatness. And all you have to do is take the first step. And that first step is repeating the number that Megan and I have been talking about all show long, and that's texting 901-MENTOR to 56525. The GIF program is a unique and a very, very special one. There are some young men there that can need your help. They also have the talent. I've seen some of those young men turn their lives around, Megan. I've been in that building. I've been to their programs. I did the karaoke thing with Tony Allen when he raised money for the foundation. I didn't sing, though. They tried to get me to sing, but I didn't sing. That's only for the...
You're good at radio. Just stick to radio.
All right, just stick with the radio thing?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so I won't try to sing, but what we can do is to continue to harmonize and build the rhythm between mentors and mentees and scholars in this community.
And you know what, Mike, we've been trying to convince everyone to kind of text that number. And so how about a special guest, also trying to also share about what he thinks. So Mike, I want you to guess who it's going to be, okay? It's one of our rookies. He can shoot.
Okay.
He makes a lot of three-pointers.
Right.
Who you think?
Right. And he's ripped, right? He's got some... I mean, he probably's not like this yet, but he's getting there.
Yeah, close.
Okay. I would say none other than our guy, Desmond Bain.
Hey, Grizz Nation. Desmond Bain checking in to encourage you to sign up to be a mentor. My mentor has impacted my life, all the way dating back to elementary days. It's rare that you have a mentor that is younger than you, but somebody that I look up to a lot is one of my best friends named Billy Webster. We share a similar story, being raised by our grandparents, and some of the struggles we had growing up, so I could always relate to him. And anytime that I feel like I'm getting off track in life or in basketball or whatever the case may be, he's always there for me, and I couldn't thank him enough.
So just like that, Desmond Bain has a mentor. His mentor is still active in his life. He still calls on his mentor. I think that's something that people forget about is no matter your age or where you are in life, especially where you are professionally, you still need someone. We still rely on people. You can have your family, but it's great to have someone outside of that can help guide you and also just share and just talk to. So once again, text 901-MENTOR to 56525.
And what you also learn, Megan, is that so many of our young people in this city already have talent within them. They already have that potential within them, as we talked about. They just need someone to listen, someone to help guide them, or even to connect them to the resources. I'm not a techie, right? I'm not a scientific guy. I'm not great with computers and putting together things, but I know a bunch of kids that we work with at Grizzlies Prep and at all the middle schools around this city who are absolutely brilliant at that. And one of the programs that is helping them develop that talent is Code Crew. Let's take a look at some of the brilliant things that Code Crew is doing in our community.
Code Crew is a nonprofit organization that teaches kids and adults to write software. We do that in a number of different ways, from directly working with kids in the K-12 system, as well as directly training adults, but also we train teachers, and we also advocate for legislation for computer science education.
Code School is a 6-month boot camp, and it is a full-time program. And participants in the program learn full-stack web development, so that is front end and back end. Participants in the program also get a JavaScript certification through Microsoft, and they come out of the program with a portfolio of about 3 to 4 projects that they have built throughout their 6 months.
We have actually expanded to go directly into schools as an elective class, like you would take an art class or a music class. So we're in elementary schools through high schools, and in our high school programming we can do CS Foundations all the way up to AP Computer Science. For in school, some schools we're there 5 days a week, and for after school we're maybe there 1 to 2 days a week for about an hour and a half.
We also have exposure events like the hackathon and Hour of Code, just to get those in the K-12 space, underrepresented individuals in the tech field, to get them exposure to the computational thinking and computer science skills.
Not only are we directly teaching kids, but we're also training teachers to teach kids in their respective schools. As well as we've been successful at getting legislation passed around computer science education to ensure that every child, all 1 million kids in Tennessee, also have access to quality computer science education.
Individuals are thirsty for an opportunity to improve their lives, to improve their skill set.
The kids that we target here in Memphis, to get such an early start and to stay with us and to grow with us, that makes life-changing opportunities. You can take kids out of poverty and move them into the middle class, and that's how this city is going to prosper.
And we do that recognizing that we can't do it without the diversity in tech that has been so sorely lacking historically. And we think that that's our gift to America here in Memphis, is bringing and showing the country how to bring diversity to tech.
As you can see with so many of our mentoring programs, they can be so diverse in terms of their impact and their level of interest. All it takes is just you to get involved, and you can find your way. Definitely, you will definitely find your way to connect with a young person today. Not tomorrow. No. Today.
Today. Definitely today. And we have talked about how talented we have so many youth here in the city. We talked about coding and technology and some dancers. Well, let's now move on over and talk about ND Memphis mentee Kira Cunningham. She is one of the writers and filmmakers of a short film called Constitution. Let's check out a clip.
Lila, do you really think that they're going to let you wear the dresses that you want? Lord, Augusta, do you think that you'd ever be allowed out again with a boy? Let alone Billy. Why would you want to go somewhere where they obviously don't want you? Aren't we causing change by being gone in the first place? Isn't that what you said? What are we going to do if we don't go back? Are we just going to stay here forever? Eunice then said, What about a letter? A declaration? A response, a note telling everybody. What do you mean, like a constitution?
Officer Silas, find them.
Ultimately, we, the girls of Blanksville, Mississippi, decided to write down our Constitution. We laid out our values and our beliefs. I still remember it like we just wrote it. Any ordinance of laws condemning the rights and freedoms of the movement of girls shall result in immediate succession of the girls from said society. If any individual dare infringe on the rights of or insult women or girls, then they will see pies unbaked, Girl Scout cookies unsold, and sidelines without nary a cheerleader. All babysitters must be paid the same hourly wage as the lawn mowers and the dog walkers. No girl shall ever be condemned for being seen with a boy. Chaperones are never required by any person. Pants are worn without comment every day of the week, even to school and work. Thrive with us or die without us.
I think we're looking at a future big screen great right there. I mean, it's one of those things, Megan, we talk about it all the time. I mean, you'll end up learning more from the person you're mentoring than you're able to teach them. That's just how that symbiotic relationship works. I'm excited to welcome Kira and ND Memphis program coordinator Amanda Willoughby to tell us more about their mentoring experience. How you guys doing? And first, thanks a lot for joining us. We're so excited to start this conversation with you. First and foremost, can you tell us a little bit more about your mentoring experience with ND Memphis and how you became to be sort of a filmmaker there?
I didn't know where to start or how to do anything, and then they started this program, and I signed up. I didn't think I was going to get in, actually, and I did, and I was connected with an amazing group of girls, Lily Cloud and Meadow Treadwell, and our mentor, my first mentor, was Amanda, and it was like such a great experience, and I've done it every year since.
Oh, wow. I mean, throughout this program, we've talked about how sometimes, you know, people are nervous about, you know, signing up for a program or nervous about asking for a mentor. For you, Amanda, how did you get involved, you know, being a mentor in ND Memphis?
Well, I've been working with kids and youth for almost a decade now. I also am the lead video instructor for Cloud 901 Teen Learning Lab with Memphis Public Library. So that's how I actually got connected with Indie Memphis. They started this program up a few years ago, and I'm very familiar with a lot of the staff there. And since I teach filmmaking to kids on a daily basis, they asked me to be a mentor their first year. And after that first year, I ended up taking on 2 teams of kids. And after that, they asked me to come on to coordinate the program since. And I've been loving it every year.
This question is for both of you. If someone was unsure about becoming a mentor, what would you say to encourage them to sort of push them a little bit further to gain that confidence to become one?
I'll start. I would just tell anybody thinking about mentoring just to try it. You never know what you're going to get out of it. Honestly, I'd tell them my personal story. I honestly didn't think I wanted to work with kids when I was younger. And then I ended up I started working with kids, and I've been working with them for 10 years. And I honestly could not think of a better thing for my life than being immersed with this next generation and all the things that they're doing.
And Kira, for you. And Kira, and for you, when you think about, like, you hear Amanda say that, I didn't know if I wanted to be a mentor. Kira, you said that I didn't know if I wanted to, sign up to have a mentor. Does it just feel like it was just destined to you guys to be together, especially for what you've been able to do? We just saw your short film and it looks phenomenal.
Yes. I don't know what I would have done without my mentors. Amanda was my first one, and we're still very connected to this day. And that film was in 2017, I believe. And my other mentor for my second year was Myron Parker. We still talk on a regular basis. And my mentor for this year is O'Shea Foreman. And like all of my mentors have been completely wonderful and very helpful to push me to pursue film and just all the ways that I could possibly do it. I've learned how to do just about everything because of my mentors, and I don't know where I would be as a filmmaker without them.
Hey, thank you guys so much. Thank you both for joining us today. I mean, it's one of those situations where you love to hear their stories. Mm-hmm. And you hear the inspiration, you're seeing the projects, you're seeing this thing come to fruition in terms of them not just having a mentor-mentee relationship, but what it's producing. We're seeing the results of what those impactful relationships can have. I mean, if you stuck with us this long, you have to be inspired. I'm inspired. Are you inspired? I know you are.
No, I definitely am. Especially, I mean, you just heard, Kira say that, she's been set up with a mentor every single year, and every single one of, of her mentors, she has no idea where she would be. And hearing a student say that, a young person say that means something. And, and then hearing Amanda say, I didn't really think I was going to be mentors. So I go back into thinking about how destined it was they were meant to be for each other, because if Amanda hadn't signed up, if Kira didn't sign up, where would we all be? And I think the same thing goes for us. If my mentors in my life didn't stop and ask me a question and say hey, call me, keep in touch, send me that email. And then what it kind of progresses to, I don't know if I would be sitting still in this chair as well.
And that's part of the inspirational story. So if we're all inspired, I want you to do something. I want you to get your phone.
Yes.
You got to get your phone. If you're inspired like us, get your phone. Mm-hmm. I have mine here. I finally upgraded to the iPhone. I've been getting clowned for 4 years for not using my iPhone and using an Android, but that's a story for another day. My messages show up in the right color right now, yes. I'm told. But get your phone and text 901-MENTOR to 56525. 56525.
All right. So are you ready to learn about more organizations? Because we're not done yet. And once again, these are just sample sizes of what we have in this city. This is not all of them. So let's keep it moving and learn about another great program that brings a lot to young people and help out with some volunteer mentors. So the next one that we have is affectionately referred to as Bigs and Littles. And let's learn more about mentoring with Big Brothers of Big Sisters of the Mid-South.
Did you know that in America, more than 9 million kids say they are growing up without positive support from grown-ups? This means there is no one to bounce questions off of when they come to a crossroads. No one to teach them how to play ball and be a good sport. No one is steering them in the right direction or helping them make better choices. There is no one consistently cheering them on at games, with homework, or in life. Think back to when you were little. Where would you be without the guidance and support of a grown-up? Studies show that kids without mentors are more likely to skip school and get involved in illegal activities, while kids with mentors are 81% more likely to have healthy social skills and 55% more likely to go to college. Since 1968, more than 65,000 kids have found a place in a Big Little Match through Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Mid-South, and more than 45,000 adults have been that support. Are you in that number? You can be. Starting now, let us count you in and let them count on you. It's easy to say later, but it's rewarding to start now. Show you care. Be there.
And Mike, like I said before, they're known as bigs and littles. And, the fact that I have so many sisters, that I have 3. I have 2 younger sisters and an older sister. And I just know the impact of having someone like that, just in my family, what that can mean. I'm in a sorority. Having, sisters like that is super, super important. And it was something that was, tremendous in my life and for my growth too. So for those who just want to give a little bit of your time each week, that's all we're asking. We've seen 30 minutes for lunch. We've seen after school programs. And now we're constantly seeing that it only takes a little bit of your time. You can share that bond that I am talking about with a young person. So pull up that number, take out your phone, text 901-MENTOR to 56525.
And Megan, as you mentioned, there are a variety of ways that you can connect. You don't have to take them the rest of the way through their journey. You just have to meet these young people where they are. Partner with them and help them take the next step. And there are a variety of ways to do that. I mean, so many different programs, such a diversity of young people in this city who need you, and such a diverse amount of programs. And if you're passionate about supporting refugees, for instance, and immigrants, you'll love working with the Refugee Empowerment Program, also known as the REP, and what it's doing. So check out the stories of the REP.
When we came here, all this is new to us. We don't really know the use of the refrigerator. We didn't know how to start a stove, all those kind of challenges. I saw a need in the refugee community and also in my own family. I decided to start after school program because my children were behind in education, and when they came here, they were placed in grade according to their age, not skill level. And there was this challenge of helping them with their homework. We came from where we don't have, and then now we came here with a lot that most of us do not know where to ask and how to ask and what we need to look for. I didn't believe that kids who have seen came here when they're 15 years old and they started learning the alphabets and they cannot even write their names, now speaking English fluently, and they're also able to do their own homework. The life we went through as refugees, being displaced from one country to another because of the wars, and even displaced in your own country. We hope that the life we went through, born in war, raised in war, we hope our children can get a better life than us.
It was difficult for me. Someday, God was sending to me Meredith. She was come to my house with her parents.
When we walked in the front door, the only English that their family spoke was welcome and God bless you. Well, the first couple of years of meeting their family was a lot of survival skills. So it was a lot of learning how to do things and navigating the city and learning to live in America.
She was come to help me for everything. I was not know how to go to shopping, and I was not how to go to see my doctor.
Their resilience and their strength is beautiful to me, and it inspires me. I would not be who I am without this experience. Meeting them 7 years ago is one of the most impactful things for me, and just learning, just expanding my idea of love and loving across cultures. She gives so much to me, and her love and her care for me makes a big difference in my life.
Try to find a better place. We try to
find a better place for opportunities for ourselves, and that's how we applied for a visa to the United States. And I came on staff in 2009, and since then I have been the community outreach specialist for Refugee Empowerment Program. We offer an after-school program for the refugee students. We also offer English as a second language in 3 levels for the adults. Most refugees who come to this country come with sometimes little or no education at all. The hope of a parent, any refugee parent who come to this country, is a better education for the children. So we come and become the support for that family. The successes we have seen in our program is how many children are going to college. And we have over 22 students who are going to graduate, and among those 22 have at least 18. We know for sure they're going to college, and we know they're going to be able to make it in college. We all get by with a little help from our neighbors, and RMP is doing some important work in providing resources and support for children and families as they embark on a new journey, sometimes in a new culture, in a new country.
Mm-hmm. And you talk about like kind of like that transitioning from, as you said, new culture, new country. Another transition that is also important when it comes to mentoring is when high school students embark on a new journey to adulthood, whether that be college or the real world. And we've all experienced that, and we all know that it can be very, very tough. And so Reach Memphis supports those high school students as they kind of veer off into the adulthood. So mentors from Reach Memphis participated in Coffee and Conversations interview with mentor Memphis Grizzlies just a few short months ago, and the mentors gave great insight to how they support the mentees Reach Memphis. So let's hear what they had to say.
Talk a little bit about why you decided to invest your time in mentoring with Reach. I know that you guys are powerful, dynamic women in your professional lives. And so, you are very busy, have lots going on. So why did you think it was important to volunteer with Reach Memphis? What about that program really spoke to you, and why do you continue volunteering with Reach?
Colleen, do you want to? Okay. I think one of the things that's most interesting to me is with the sophomore program that I'm most familiar with. It's really mentoring on, just kind of life and your experience, good and bad. And, I've done some other mentoring, but I really like how it's, we have a conversation about roommates. And I think especially when you get older, you take advantage of the fact that, you've had roommates, you deal with it. And thinking about students who are younger, they might have never had a roommate, and, they aren't thinking about these things. And kind of similar to what we talked about is, it would have been great to go off to college and have been like, hey, this is kind of what it's like to have a roommate. Like, especially as an only child, that was like a whole new experience for me. So it's really nice and it's also fun, when you get to those lessons and to see the students sometimes shocked at things, and you're like, yeah, that's happening. It's going to happen, and I guess I get a little tickled, kind of blowing their minds a bit. So it's really fun just to kind of have a conversation, and, all those potentially tough times you went through, like hopefully you can also prevent someone else from having a, tough time, or at least give them the tools to help deal with something that you might not have been able to do. And that's a really great feeling.
That is wonderful, right? Like thinking back to my college experience, there's so many unknowns, so many things that I just didn't even know to expect, right? And so Reach is very unique in that they are preparing young people for the experience ahead. Megan, can you also talk a little bit about what mentoring at Reach Memphis looks like, what it feels like? What are the types of things that you guys might do together? I know we talked a little bit about college prep, but I know you guys cover a lot of things in the model. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so similar to Colleen, I typically mentor sophomores, but we also have a scholars program. So once they go through the sophomore year, they've done their experience and they come back as juniors and seniors. We're not done with them yet. We don't just throw them away. They're stuck with us for life.
So they get to volunteer in different scholar groups where they still have a group of mentors, and it's based off of their interests. So it might be community service, or it might be the healthcare community if they're interested in becoming a medical professional. There's a law scholar program for those that are interested in becoming attorneys. And so they move from that and transition into, of course, the college prep. They get college prep courses for the ACT to prepare them to be, you know, the best, most competitive candidates for college. They get college counseling. We help with the FAFSA. We help with, you know, college applications and essays. And so it's a whole program. It's not just about that one summer experience. But as for the sophomore coaches or mentors, we have a collective group. So there's, I think in my mentor group, there's about 5 mentors to about 15 students. And it's a newer model. We've done it a couple of years now. It works tremendously. It gives them multiple resources. So if you don't feel comfortable necessarily going to one mentor, you have a team of mentors that you can call with a plethora of experiences and knowledge and abilities. And we do make those personal connections with them. We do have students that reach out to us to tell us personal things that we help them with, help talk them through, guide them to, you know, successful outcomes. And so it's not just that one summer experience. It's a lifetime experience, and we're teaching them how to be world citizens, not just go to your summer experience and get to college, but character building, really.
Yeah.
And that makes such a big difference, right? You know, there's so many challenges that we can be faced with in the journey of life, and, you know, having someone to kind of prepare you for those is really, really important, and, you know, help you to navigate those situations. I love that you start with them in the sophomore year, but you don't leave them, you don't drop them off, you stay with them. And, you know, we've said many times on Coffee and Conversations how beautiful that commitment is, how that consistency really makes a difference in the life of a young person.
Having support as you navigate life is such an important thing, and that's why mentorship is so vital in our community. Megan, we've been talking about it, you know, for a while now, and the message continues to resonate from program to program, from player to community involved activists. You're hearing the same message. Let's just get involved and connect with the lives of our youth here by becoming a mentor. And how can you do that? Take step 1, grab your phone, look on the screen right there if you don't have your phone with you, text 901-MENTOR to 56525, 56525. I don't even have to look at the screen or anything else anymore because I've said it enough times so that you should remember it as well. 56525, text 901-MENTOR.
Yes, that is very, very important for those who are sitting here like, they keep saying that number. I know it now too. I memorized it. Should I do it? I'm not quite sure. Do I have the time? All you have to do is just text it and then like see, see if it works out for you. I think, one thing that we've learned from all of these different videos and all of these different conversations is that someone just said, you know what, I wasn't quite sure if I had it. I wasn't quite sure if I had the qualities to be a good mentor, but I tried it. And then it changed my life. Not only did you change a youth or young person's life, but also change your life. And I can't believe that we're now at this point, but we're down to our final organization. I mean, are you ready for this to be over yet?
No,
like we're having fun.
No, I'm ready to sign up.
Yes.
I'm ready to text 901-MENTOR to 56525.
Yes, I'm definitely ready too. And I will say this, but before we get to the last one, you've even just discussed it with me about like, Megan, you got to do it. And I'm not going to be hypocritical now, just sitting here saying like, text it. I am also going to text, that number 901-MENTOR to 56525. And so I want you to join me as we both embark on this new journey. And so let's now get to our last one. It's last but not certainly least. Let's learn more about the organization in Memphis, encouraging young people to write on and speak out. Let's learn more about mentoring at Hattie Lou Theater.
I wrote poetry and I'd heard of spoken word and I'd watched videos and stuff, but I'd never actually performed or anything before Write On Speak Out.
I feel this program has really strengthened my ability to own the words that I say. To use my gifts and talents and not be afraid of sharing it with others.
Now I think about how the words sound and not just how they read on paper.
I was a good writer, but good turned into great.
Like, I've become a better student, I think, through this program. Because this program teaches you so many things. It teaches you how to better communicate and how to better perform on stage and how to better work with words and how to better connect with your fellow performers.
So everybody hates Mondays, but knowing I had a workshop, I was like, yeah, it's Monday. And I get out of school at 4:30, so for me to want to come somewhere else after school and taking the APs and the ACT preps and all that stuff, I was like, I don't care, I'm going to workshop.
We were led to use our diaphragm, and we were taught the balloons in the inside of our bodies and stuff and how that works, and how to use our volumes and when to use it, when not to use it. Being taught the differences between stage right, stage left, just the differences in theater and poetry and how everything interacts together, and it just made sense.
I think it's kind of opened up my mind and taken me out of that sort of daze of just the 7:15 to 2:15, and I think that's gonna carry throughout my life.
One of my favorite parts was getting to meet all of the people there and to become friends with all of these interesting individuals.
I'm surrounded by people who are smart and creative and are like just amazing.
Before, like, I wrote poetry, but like I'll write it and keep it to myself because I always thought it wasn't good enough, or what if somebody doesn't like it, or what if I messed up, what if I said something wrong. But once I began the program and I started to read my poems out loud and people understood where I was coming from, it made me feel confident in what I wrote.
The teamwork aspect, because at first I was like a team of me type person. I didn't really like working with groups. It was just Adrianique, straight Adrianique, nobody else. It's us, let's do it. But now I understand that there's more and more people that I can trust, that I can work with and actually build with, and that I don't actually have to let that go.
The students have breathed life into my zeal for spoken word.
Coming into this program, I knew that the children would have a good experience. Hattie Lou programs always work out that way. But I never imagined that they would transform as much as they did from week to week.
Getting into this program and watching them grow has been amazing because they started off so quiet and so small, but once we let them know that they had a voice and how great they were, it was good. Palooza, I'm so proud of them.
Oh.
Yes, we are so proud of them, and we're so proud of you too for taking the time today to listen and follow through our show. There's just so many powerful programs out there, so many impactful people, and so many encouraging ways that you can get involved in mentoring, because it's important. It's our duty. It's our obligation as a society to help reach out to those who might not feel worthy of someone being in their lives, and they just don't have the confidence yet to know to reach out to someone. But you can be that person in someone's life. Listen, I don't have to coach you up. We have our very own coach to do that as he closes out. You're gonna hear some inspiring words from the Memphis Grizzlies' very own Taylor Jenkins about mentoring.
Hey everyone, it's Coach Jenkins with the Memphis Grizzlies, and as we enter Mentoring Month, I wanted to share some thoughts to our current volunteers and our prospective volunteers about the impact you can make as a mentor. Research shows mentors play a powerful role in providing young people with the tools to make responsible choices, attend and engage in school, and reduce or avoid risky behaviors like drug use and skipping school. As a result of having a mentor, young people are more likely to be engaged in school, more likely to participate in sports or extracurricular activities, more likely to volunteer in their own communities, more likely to hold a leadership position in a club or sports team, and are more likely to enroll in college. Research shows 1 in 3 young people in the country will grow up without a mentor. Currently, there are nearly 61,000 youth in Memphis that could benefit from having a mentor outside of a family member. Caring adult volunteers like yourself can be the difference in the lives of the youth in Memphis just by being themselves, showing up and being committed to their role as a mentor. In my life, I've had many mentors outside of my family, whether that was in school, sports, extracurricular activities. They have remained a big part of my life even to this day as I'm an adult. So to those volunteers and mentors that are coming back, thank you. And for the prospective volunteers and mentors, thank you as well. Think about the impact you can make. Every day that you work with your mentee can make a lifelong difference. So think about all that you can do every single day by connecting with somebody that needs your help and your guidance. Just like me, those who impacted me as a youth have impacted me even to this day as an adult. So thank you and have a great time mentoring.
Coach Taylor said it best. I mean, just think about the impact you can make as a mentor. There are over 60,000 youth out there who need a mentor. And you can get involved, as we said, all program long by texting 901-MENTOR to 56525. Mentoring has made me a better father. It's made me a better listener to my own children. It's made me a better husband and a better son because I know how important those older, wiser voices are to me. And that's why I continue to mentor, because I have something to give, but more importantly, I have so much more to learn and to help my city. Megan, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, this whole entire, this presentation that we've done today, not only has it inspired me to want to do more and to be a mentor, but it also is a time to reflect on all the people that have helped you in your life. I think sometimes as you get older and you get kind of caught up in the busyness of life, you forget about those who reach back to you and helped you along the way. Watching the Hattie Lou theater was in freshman year of high school. Theater was super important to me. I had so much fun, and I will say that's kind of where I learned my voice a little bit. I grew up with a speech impediment, and so theater was a place where when I had a script in front of me, it's all of that went away, all of that helped. And so all the different programs and the activities that I got, to be a part of, Bridges, I was a part of Bridge Builders right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I'm watching this, I'm like, darn, I forgot how impactful that was. And so I've just been truly, truly inspired by all the mentees and all the youth that we have heard from, and grateful for all the mentors that we've gotten the chance to hear, and for all these programs. And this is only a few. Once again, there's still so many more wonderful programs that we have in our city.
Absolutely. And one of the truly amazing things is that right here on this set, we've encouraged you to join us, but we can't do that unless we join ourselves. And Megan told us she's already committing to texting that number and getting committed to the Memphis Grizzlies abundance of volunteer programs and mentoring programs. 901-MENTOR 56525. I'm looking forward to having you join us, and I'm looking forward to having more of you join our team as well, and we can do this all together. And for that, and thank you so much for tuning in today, but before we get out of here, I'm gonna remind you about that number one more time, 901-MENTOR to 56525. And you can also
Mike,
visit.
I did it.
You did?
I did it.
You did?
It's on it. I texted it.
Okay.
It's out there. It's sent out. I need you guys to join me. I need everyone to join me. And before we say goodbye, can we give a shout out to the Grizzlies Foundation?
Absolutely.
For what the Grizzlies Foundation has been a part of. You're very active in the Grizzlies Foundation, and so am I. They are really, truly leading this charge and in making sure that young people have the resources and to go alongside them as they get ready for college, career, life. And that's really, really important. So it's great for us to be a part of an organization and a company who's doing so much.
And in addition to the text that we've been reading out all day long, you can also go to grizzliesfoundation.org. Grizzliesfoundation.org to learn more about the important and impactful work taking place in the Grizzlies Foundation and our affiliate organizations. Well, Megan, it's been a pleasure working with you. It's been a pleasure sharing this time and space with all of you and, with all of our viewers today. Until next time, for Megan Triplett, I'm Michael Wallace. Mentoring matters today, tomorrow, and always.